Welcome back to The Explainer. Take a look over at your couch right now. You probably see a sleeping, purring little fluff ball, right? Well, prepare to have your mind absolutely blown. That adorable roommate of yours is actually a marvel of evolutionary engineering. Today, we're breaking down the hidden superpowers of the domestic cat. We're talking mind-boggling anatomy, senses that are calibrated far beyond human comprehension, and a secret language they developed specifically for you. All right, let's jump straight into our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1, the feline multiplication machine, 2, built for the hunt, 3, extraordinary feline supersenses, 4, the secret feline language, and 5, curiosities and historic lore. Starting right off with Section 1, the feline multiplication machine. To really grasp how wildly successful cats are at living alongside us, get this. There are 10 million more pet cats out there than dogs. But how fast can their population actually grow? 420,000. Yep, you heard that right. That staggering number is the potential offspring a single pair of cats and their subsequent lineage can produce in just 7 short years. It's an exponential multiplication machine that's honestly pretty tough to wrap your head around. So, when you break the math down on that, as our source so crucially points out, it translates to 60,000 kittens a year, stemming from just that one original pair. And that is exactly why spaying and neutering isn't just a polite suggestion. It is an absolute necessity if we're going to manage this literally unbelievable biological capability. Moving right along to Section 2, built for the hunt. Your cat is at heart an apex predator, and their anatomy is nothing short of spectacular. Think about this. We humans have 206 bones, but your average cat, they rock 244. They boast 60 vertebrae, and nearly 20 of those extra bones are packed right into their tail. It's this incredibly unique skeletal structure that gives them that legendary, almost liquid-like flexibility. It's like they're made of rubber. But, a hyper-flexible frame like that needs a seriously powerful engine to run it. A cat's heart pumps at a blazing 150 to 210 beats per minute. That is literally 2 to 3 times faster than your own heartbeat. This rapid-fire engine fuels 517 different muscles, which is what lets them pull off crazy acrobatic stunts like moving the front and rear halves of their bodies in completely opposite directions at the exact same time. It's wild. Now, I know what you might be thinking. My cat doesn't look like an athlete. They literally sleep all day on my laptop. Well, you're not wrong. Look at this breakdown. 15% of their life is spent in deep sleep, 50% is light sleep, and they only spend about 30% of their time awake. But here is the secret. Most of a kitten's physical growth actually happens while they're snoozing. And when they do finally wake up, adult cats snap to full alertness faster than any other creature on the planet. They can rocket from a dead, heavy sleep to a top speed of 31 miles per hour if they need to. Talk about 0 to 60. So let's actually walk through what a hunt looks like for these guys. First off, they walk right on their toes for maximum speed and agility. Second, those adorable whiskers, they act as a literal radar system, detecting tiny shifts in air pressure to sense nearby movement. Third, from a complete standstill, a cat can launch itself 5 times its own body length. To put that into perspective, our source notes that for a human, that would be like jumping across an entire swimming pool. Finally, after a successful hunt, even if it's just catching a toy, they do this little tension-releasing dance to build up their self-esteem. This instinct is hardwired so deep that even tiny kittens will cautiously paw at their kibble, checking it out like fresh prey before they do a little victory dance and dig in. All right, shifting gears to Section 3, extraordinary feline supersenses. We're moving from muscle power to senses that are calibrated way beyond our own imagination. Get this, cats have 200 million odor-sensitive cells packed into their noses. Humans, we only have a measly 5 million. That makes their sense of smell 14 times more sensitive than ours. But interestingly enough, it's a bit of an evolutionary trade-off. Their sense of taste is actually pretty weak in comparison. They've only got about 473 taste buds, they're all clustered just on the tip of their tongue, and they have absolutely 0 sweet tooth. So no chocolate cravings for them. Now, the sheer mechanical complexity of a cat's ear is just fascinating. Each individual ear is controlled by 32 separate muscles, which lets them rotate each ear independently a full 180 degrees. Compare that to us humans with our 6 ear muscles. Cats are basically walking furry satellite dishes. So what exactly are those satellite dishes picking up? A whole hidden world that we can't even perceive. while human hearing tops out around 20,000 cycles per second, and dogs double that at 40,000. Cats blow both of us out of the water. They can hear up to 100,000 cycles per second. That means they are ultra-sensitive to high-pitched sounds that completely bypass humans and even dogs. And their ocular superpowers are equally impressive. They can see perfectly fine in just 1/6 of the light we need, making their night vision 5 times better than ours. Plus, they boast this massive 280-degree peripheral vision. Now, they are farsighted, meaning their close-range vision is pretty poor, and they're actually red-green colorblind. Oh, and here's a super cool detail from the source. While our domestic house cats have those iconic, alien-looking slit pupils, big cats, like lions, actually have round pupils and only ever have hazel or copper eyes. Which brings us to Section 4, the secret feline language. So how exactly do these little super predators communicate with us and the world around them? Well, your average dog can make about 10 distinct vocal sounds, but a cat can make 100. They actually possess a highly complex vocalization system that uses 8 consonants, 5 vowels, 2 diphthongs, and 1 triphthong. And even crazier, they naturally use the exact same pitch, volume, and intensity of sound that human beings use when we speak. But here is the absolute most crucial takeaway. Cats do not meow to other cats. Nope. The meow is a highly specialized, custom language they developed exclusively to talk to you, the human. Meanwhile, when they purr, that's an expression of intense, overwhelming emotion. And surprisingly, that can mean they are experiencing deep pleasure or sometimes deep pain. We can also decode their secret physical body language. When a cat sticks its tail straight in the air, it's literally an invitation for another cat to smell them. It's just their way of saying, hey, what's up? Also, walking around with a completely vertical tail is a behavior totally unique to domestic cats. Wild cats actually have to tuck their tails or hold them horizontally. And you know when they lovingly rub their little mouth or chin on your coffee table or your leg? Yeah, they aren't just cuddling. They're actually using specific scent glands located right on their lips to mark those objects as their personal territory. And finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, Curiosities and Historic Lore. Let's take a rapid-fire global tour of feline history. Did you know cats actually walk by moving both right legs first and then both left legs? It's a really rare trait they only share with camels and giraffes. And while some folks think they're spooky, black cats are considered incredibly lucky over in Great Britain and France. In China, they've actually been used as highly successful earthquake predictors. Then you've got the Turkish van breed, which is famous for the fact that it absolutely loves swimming. They were even declared completely sacred in Japan way back in the year 1000 AD. Oh, and a bonus fact for you. The oldest cat on record lived in England to the ripe old age of 35. Honestly, with a resume like that, it's no wonder brilliant minds have been utterly captivated by feline companions for generations. Just look at this roster. Literary giants like Mark Twain and J.R.R. Tolkien, the master painter Auguste Renoir, President Teddy Roosevelt, and even Britain's Queen Victoria were all incredibly devoted cat lovers. Which brings us to our final, thought-provoking question for today's explainer. Knowing everything we've just uncovered, from their 100,000 cycle super hearing and radar whiskers to their custom-built secret language designed just for us, how will you look at that little predator sleeping on your couch today? Give them a little nod of respect next time you walk by. They've definitely earned it. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the extraordinary feline, and keep learning.